Good afternoon, Afro friends and family. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Afro News at Noonish. We're going to talk about some of these weekend headlines and some stories that you can expect on afro.com in the coming weeks. All right, so let's get into it. We know that it was a very tense weekend. There were protests all around the country with the video footage of the beating of Tyre Nichols released, disclosed to the public. Very hard to watch. What did y'all think? Did you all see the video?
I saw the video. It just makes me sick to my stomach. It's just so, I want to know when this is going to end,
Yeah.
It keeps happening. We keep getting these videos and it's just disheartening. It's sad and it's scary, I think, out there for a lot of people that could be minding their own business, driving their cars, walking in a neighborhood, and yet just because their skin is Black, they're at risk and they're in danger by police. And it's just very sad.
Nadia, what are your thoughts on it?
I think that it was even more disheartening, especially for Tyre Nichols when he was killed by 5 Black police officers. That was the most shocking thing ever. I just feel like this is the perfect time to really redo our police force in the United States.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think that's what makes it even more egregious when the violence is coming at the hands of Black men who are in uniform. It's terrible across the board, whether the cop is Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter the race. But when it is someone who is exactly the same as you, who looks like you, has your hair, has your face structure, it's like y'all are supposed to be brothers. And it seems like sometimes this whole Back the Blue movement is getting out of control. So it shows that it's not just a Black-white thing. It's also in another aspect, a power trip. It's having that power and just overdosing on that ability in a uniform to have control over someone. So very sad to watch. It's good to have the footage so we know what happened, but it is very sad, and my heart goes out to their family because people around the world are witnessing Mr. Nichols' death over and over, and I just cannot imagine being in that position. So condolences to the family. I also want to send condolences to the family of Mr. Ricky Smiley. I saw the news this morning that his 32-year-old son, Brandon, passed away. So we'll get to some good news, but we just want to send condolences to the Smiley family for that tragic loss. All right, so what are some things that are happening in the headlines? What can we expect from you, Ms. Sales?
Yeah, so me and Alexis actually had an opportunity to visit a new store and speak with the business owners last Friday. Baltimore husband and wife, Megan and Quentin Lathan, they just opened their second Beauty Plus store location in the newly developed Northwood Commons Shopping Center. If you guys haven't had a chance to go out there, you should. It's beautiful. There are plenty of new businesses there, and a lot of them are actually Black owned as well. And the Lathans are going to be holding a grand opening for that Beauty Plus store on February 11th for the community to come out and enjoy, get to know the owners and just go around the store and shop a little. It was awesome just hearing from them because they actually live in that community. So they take that responsibility very seriously as business leaders. They're planning to hire locally, trying to get some Morgan students and some students from Mervo to come and work at the store. And actually, Alexis also did a live interview, which you guys can watch right now on our Facebook page if you want to check it out. But I'll have a story coming in the paper this week, just talking about kind of their journey with these beauty stores, and also kind of highlighting the need and the lack of representation in the beauty industry, where we see that we spend most of our dollars on beauty products and things like that, and yet Black people do not have a lot of ownership in that industry. It's like 5%, 4% of beauty stores are owned by African Americans. So Quentin kind of drew attention to that and the need for representation. And then in general, I will be doing kind of a roundup of those other Black businesses that are opening in Northwood Commons. That'll be coming out in the next few weeks. And then switching gears to kind of DC news, Allison McKithen recently became the first Black woman to lead the World Trade Center. She is going to be serving as executive director and vice president of International Programs at Trade Center Management Associates. And I'm going to have a brief in the paper this week with some comments from her regarding her excitement for this new position and then her initial goals for the role.
I love it, Megan. I won't say out loud how much I have spent in beauty supply products, but I will say that Beauty Plus is such a great place to go. They have my press-on nails, they have color if I want to dye my hair, they have my pins, my clips for my locks that are all over my house and car. But thank you so much for that wrap up. It was beautiful to see Beauty Plus open a second location. They did a soft opening on December 26th. So they are open right now. If you want to drive by ahead of their grand opening on the 11th at 10, you can go in there and purchase all your beauty supply needs. I think it is so amazing. And on Friday when we went, Megan, it was no exception. Every time I drive past Northwood, I get a little teary because, in the AFRO archives, you can go through and see, 300 students arrested here, 200 students arrested there as they tried to desegregate Northwood, and to see Black business owners, but not just Black business owners. Quentin Lathan is a graduate of Morgan State University, and his wife, Megan, is from Bowie State. Mm-hmm. But to just see Morgan grads coming back to the same shopping center that we helped, and I say we because it's my alma mater, go Morgan Bears. Mm-hmm. But to be in that same space where our former colleagues were arrested trying to get representation, or to be able to get a seat in a theater, get a seat at the restaurant that was in Northwood. It was just beautiful to see them open this store and to see how much Morgan is taking over that plaza. When I first moved to Baltimore in 2008, my mom dropped me off at Morgan State University, and she told me to stay out of that plaza. And in 2008, you wanted to stay out of that plaza, but it was the only place you could go for fresh food. If you were going off campus, it was the place to get your beauty supply items. And so it was there's no way to avoid this shopping center. It had so much stuff in it that students needed at the time. So I'm just so glad to see Morgan renovating this space in partnership with the developers, and just bringing it's just a beautiful display of Black excellence every time I drive past. All right. So for me this week, I just wanted to make an announcement. We're passing along the word that there is a food drive happening on the third Thursdays of the month. So I know everyone is familiar with Doc Cheatham, Marvin Cheatham. He is a giant of Baltimore civil rights, equal rights, human rights. Right now, he is on a campaign to get a shopping center with fresh fruit and vegetables in the West Baltimore neighborhoods, Sandtown, Easterwood, that area. Pigtown now has joined the list of food deserts in Baltimore City. And so hats off to Doc Cheatham for everything he's doing. I do want to just share my screen really quickly so you all can see the flyer being passed around this spring and this summer. There's going to be food giveaways. There are fresh fruits and vegetables while they last, and at the flea market. But this is every Thursday, and it's at the Park and Playground in the Easterwood and Sandtown neighborhood. That's 1518 through 1556 North McKean Ave. They'll be there 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. And they're looking for groups to bring non-perishable food items, prepared food vendors. They're looking for people to bring these items to the park on the third Thursday of the month. So if you are a group or an organization or even an individual that would like to donate, you're looking for a good cause, absolutely make sure that you make your way on the third Thursdays to McKean Avenue. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can email editor@afro.com and we will connect you with Doc Cheatham. All right. I think that about wraps it up. Nadia, hold on. Did you have something? Did you have something you wanted to share?
All I wanted to do was share what we would have in arts and culture. So Terrence Blanchard, the first Black composer to ever perform at the Lincoln Center, is actually having a year-long celebration at the Lincoln Center this year, starting in March. And that's it.
Cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, All right, so look for all of that coverage on afro.com and also check out our social media. If you are not already following us, please find us on Facebook, on IG, Twitter. We're on all of the social medias, so make sure you follow us. Thank you.